Welcome back. Now let's look at our risk response. There are 4 potential ways we can deal with those risks we have just identified in our hot map. Avoidance, reduction, sharing, and acceptance. Avoidance means we divest of the activity giving rise to the risk. For example, if we are worried about the challenges of production, we could choose to outsource production to someone else and let them assume those risks. Reduction means we take actions to reduce risk. This is a common approach for many risks, as it's often difficult to avoid risky activity altogether. For example, if we are running a trading floor, obviously there's a risk of a rogue trader in our midst. It's common for a trading operation to have a middle office function who evaluates the trades, confirms them with the counterparties, and monitors risk using a variety of measures such as value at risk or VAR. Sharing means that we offload a portion of the risk to someone else. Insuring our businesses for commercial liability, fire and property insurance, and business interruption provide the company with compensation when an adverse event happens. We might undertake a derivative instrument, such as an interest swap or a forward contract or an option contract, as a means of avoiding market risk, commodity risk, or foreign currency risk. Note, however, we now have counterparty risk to consider. Acceptance is the all too common default approach. At times, acceptance is all that can be done, though that rarely should be an acceptable rationalization. The decision to accept a risk should be driven by a cost-benefit analysis. Those risks that are in the green zone are candidates for acceptance. For example, there may be the risk of losing a certain staff member for a variety of reasons unrelated to our HR policies. For instance, due to pregnancy, personal circumstances, or illness. And in such cases, it's not economic to address these sorts of risks. The threshold for action is driven by risk appetite and risk philosophy that was set at the outset when we looked at the internal environment. One final comment. Though we implicitly want to avoid risks in the red zone, it's not always possible or desirable. In fact, taking on risk is the very nature of business. As long as you're being compensated for taking on incremental risk, you may very well choose acceptance as a viable strategy to a critical risk. Consider the manufacturer who decided to stop manufacturing. If all the highest profits in the value chain are earned in the manufacturing activity, then avoiding manufacturing simply to reduce risk doesn't make much sense. This is where you begin to appreciate just how integrated risk management is with the overall company strategy. So next we'll look at the control activities that help reduce and manage risk. Until then, don't stop to get to the top. When you get to the top, don't stop.